We don't want to think about cows while eating our hamburgers. Cognitive walls keep us blissfully ignorant in the moment, but remember, the same mechanisms can be coded to limit philosophical pathfinding as well. This programming language is known by such names as fear and shame. So, we have this blissful sense of ignorance. Like, I don't think about the entire process of slaughtering a cow while I'm eating a hamburger or a steak. It doesn't come to mind. It would be sickening to think about such violence. It's the reality of the situation. It is. But I've been protected. I've become used to it from a very young age, not to think of the harsh reality and just to focus on the context that it's in now. It's food. It's food. It's not violence. It's not anything else. It's just food. So these cognitive walls, they keep me and you safe from the harsh truths that line our comfortable reality. They keep us blissfully ignorant in the moment. But these same mechanisms, they can be coded to limit philosophical pathfinding as well. So what this means is that, yes, using guilt by association or guilt by conversation, as my friend Tyler says, as I quoted him earlier, guilt by conversation, you can basically limit what ideas are okay. You can limit, through fear and shame, what people are allowed to think. It's kind of thought police, okay? And it's getting you into this groupthink mindset where you're being encouraged to stick to the script, to stick to a very small Overton window of ideas, and anything outside of these two walls out here is extreme. Extremism. This is extreme content, they'll say. Well, by labeling it extreme, okay, by doing that, it makes it so that you develop a negative association with it. Okay? Now, it might bounce right off of you. Some people are more susceptible than others. But basically, it can, if you're concerned about your optics, if you're concerned about what your friends think, your family, if you're looking in the mirror and you're like, I'm not sure, like, this seems like it's true, but this is different. This is a different road to walk. This is something that I'm not sure, because for years I've been conditioned by fear and shame and other mechanisms as well to limit which paths I'm allowed to take and which ones I perceive as more fruitful. So it is kind of it's programming. I said conditioning. It's programming. Okay, so there is this term NPC, non-playable character. I actually have another video out there, the correct pronoun for NPCs. Check that out on the channel. But these are people that are essentially coded by the media and by others to use the same catchphrase over and over and over and over again until it effectively becomes their reality. Okay? Build the wall. Oh, that's good intention. Children in cages. Good intention. Where do good intentions lead you? Down the road to hell. So, yeah. Fear and shame, you see people virtue signaling out there. They say, well, think of the children. Think they're led around by their heartstrings. They don't want to be cast in shame by their peers and by others. Okay, this is one way of dissuading people from having ideas that are outside the window that, I hate to use this term, but the powers that be, the authority figures in the situation, the ones that are trying to control things, they don't want you to think that. They don't want you to think with an independent mind, with independent thought processes. They want you to buy their story. So if you're a disciple of the modern religion that is institutions, media, state, and academia, you just buy whatever they're selling you. Now, there may be some reason mixed in, of course. There may be some actual truth mixed in. And hey, maybe it's all truth. It's possible. It's possible that somebody's almost always right. They're very predictive, and they always fall on the accurate information. But living in the real world, knowing what we know, no, nobody's always right. I've seen it myself. I've changed my views. Hey, it's not just Hillary Clinton that's allowed to evolve. It's okay, unless you're a hyper purist, it's okay to change your opinion. Okay? If you see new information, new evidence, it's okay to change your opinion. I've seen people, I was looking at a 4chan thread the other day, and yeah, it's not so principled to change your opinion too often. But the ability to change your opinion is a requirement for being a scientist, a social scientist, or any other field of science. Okay? If you look at new evidence and you don't change your opinion about something that you had already developed one on, that's not obeying the scientific process. That's ignoring information, ignoring reality, because you have a confirmation, you have your confirmation bias that something else was correct. But yeah, it's cognitive dissonance to look at new information and just reject it if it doesn't appeal to your sensibility. If it's got validity, if it's got veracity, and you're ignoring it, that's cognitive dissonance. So, something to be watchful for. And this is how they code us, they program us. You are being brainwashed every minute of every day by yourself, by others, by the media, by everybody. Okay, brainwashing is real. All right? We are being conditioned all the time. We are being trained all the time. Okay? Mind over matter. All right? Mind over matter. We are being trained constantly to do what people would like us to do. Okay? It's a very powerful tool, especially when you are talking to yourself and you're convincing yourself. You're thinking positive and you're trying to build your reality. You're trying to build a better life for yourself and for others. These messaging, that's why people fall into using positive affirmations. As cringe as they sometimes are, just the simple positive messaging can make a lot of difference for some people. So